much fun. It's going to feel like 20 minutes. Now, folks, here in the Harambe Wildlife Reserve, we're going to see a whole lot of wildlife, obviously. So if you're curious as to what some of those animals are going to be, look above you at that animal spotting guide. I spent all night coloring that for you, and I even managed to stay in the lines, so you're welcome. I can't promise we're going to see every single one of those animals, but we usually get pretty lucky and see quite a few. Without further ado, let's get started. On your right, you're going to see an okapi. The okapi has stripes on its legs that makes it look like what other animal? Zebra. Zebra, but it's not actually related to the zebra at all. It's most closely related to the giraffe. You can see that more if you look at its long face, its soft horns, and its hooves. Something you might not see, but that is true of the okapi, is that they have a very unusual tongue. Their tongues can reach up to their eyeballs. Really gross to watch. But we black rhino sleeping there in that cove. Now there are less than 5,000 black rhinos left in the entire world. So incredible. Now the reason that there are so few black rhinos left is because they are poached for their horns. Their horns are thought to have medicinal value on the black market, but scientists have recently proven that their horns are actually made of keratin. That's the very same thing that we have in our hair and fingernails. They're poached for something that we literally have on our own bodies. Makes no sense to put others shine. Don't like to show themselves very often, but we might see a few more. It's really exciting. Alright, now do we have any hippo fans on board? Yeah! A great place to search for hippos are in the rivers, and I can't stop here, so I'll just try and go slowly. Oh, right there! It's got his head rested on that bank there.
Thomas, to your right.
Hippos have three favorite hobbies. Their first we already talked about. They do love to swim, and they are so fun to watch while they're in the water. Their second favorite thing to do is to sit around and do nothing. Sounds pretty great to me. I think I'd like to be a hippo. Now their third favorite thing to do is to eat. Hippos actually eat 150 pounds of grass a day. Head isn't quite popping up. Now, hippos can actually hold their breath for up to 8 minutes, so I don't think they really have that kind of time to stick around. But still, pretty exciting that we at least got to see one under the water. There's another one to our left. Its head sticking out of the water. Not everyone in the truck can see together though, so. Alright, well I'm going to be honest with you folks. This next part of our journey does make me a little bit nervous. Crocodiles have a jaw strength of 2,000 pounds per square inch. They crush all of the bones in their prey's body and then you notice that almost all of those crocodiles are outside of the water, so that's called a basque of crocodiles. If they had been inside the water, it would be called a float of crocodile. Those are not its roots, that is actually the top of the tree. It is just leafless 9 months out of the year.
Wow.
Now this is my favorite view in the entire reserve.
Oh, look.
These are the Serengeti grasslands. They stretch for hundreds of miles across Africa and serve as the superhighway for millions of migrating animals every single year. Also home to some of my favorite animals, such as lions and elephants. This is the wild Africa we are all trying to conserve. Now there are a couple animals to our right. These trees here. Those are Ankole cattle. Now Ankole cattle has horns that can go up to 6 feet long. Incredible. Now those horns are not solid, but they're not hollow either. They have a honeycomb-like structure on the inside. Pretty neat stuff. Well, coming up on our left, we're going to see a giraffe. Now I can't stop here, so you're going to want to have your cameras out right now. I'll go slowly so y'all can get some photos.
One over there.
So you're going to see those sable antelopes. Those are the emblem of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. The black ones are the adults, the tiny little tan ones are the babies. They've only got like a couple of months and they are so cute. Of course, a Maasai giraffe to our left. Giraffes can grow up to 20 feet tall. There's another one coming up ahead on our left.
There's the baby.
Though they can grow up to 20 feet tall, they also have tongues that can grow up to 18 inches. If he doesn't come too close, I can try and stop so we can get some photos. Gonna look right in their visual. Thanks, buddy.
Smile, Olivia.
Alright, we're gonna keep
Smile.
going. It looks like
Olivia.
there's a little bit of water dripping off his face, and I don't think you guys want to get giraffe spit on you today. So we're gonna keep going. That is a Patterson's eland. Patterson's eland is the largest antelope in Africa. Hello there, beautiful.
Ow.
Up ahead and to
Okay,
our
yeah.
right, we're
Wow.
going to see some wildebeest. Those are those grayish animals. The wildebeest get their name from wild beasts because they look a little bit wild and crazy, but they're actually super gentle. Probably the sweetest creatures you'll meet on the savannah. This tiny little antelope to our right, that is a 100-pound antelope. That's the full-grown monkeys. Personally, I get pretty excited about the fact that there are elephants in this area. You just might have seen one to our right. I think we might get a better view as we come around.
Look inside of that flyer.
And there to your right, you just might see a male elephant. Where are you going, buddy? We want to see you. Oh, man. Okay, well, he doesn't want to be seen. That's okay. That is the male African
Lifting his
elephant.
tail.
I know he's African because we're in
Yeah.
Africa. But I know he's male because he's all by himself.
They want some privacy too.
Yeah. It's because a big group of elephants is called a matriarch. The females are large and in charge. So about age 15, the males decide they don't want to be with their moms anymore, okay? Because mom making all the rules at age 15, that doesn't sound so good. Close my road again. See the big drop there? They don't believe me when I say I get enough air to go over it, okay? I can. So we could risk it, or we could take the shortcut.
Short.
Shortcut? Alright, we'll take the shortcut. Convinced me. Now, the shortcut actually does sound a whole lot of fun. I don't know that for sure, but I have a friend that went on it one time and he never came back. I think it'll be a lot of exciting stuff.
Yeah, street light there. Did you see that? No, you didn't see it. I don't know if it's on the video or not.
That's not a great noise to hear when you're going over a bridge in a giant truck. Oh my gosh, that was awful. People that are leaning to your left, what are you doing? We are never taking the shortcut again. Just terrible.
Ah, beautiful smell. Hey.
It'll chew on this for the vitamins and minerals, and you can smell them a mile away. On your left, you're going to see some elephants. Now, elephants are most unfortunately poached for their ivory tusks. Also, humans are coming into their homes and taking over their territories in order to mine for certain minerals we need for new technologies that we have. So if you... Alright, well, coming up on our left, we're going to see a flamboyance of flamingos. That's what you call a big group of flamingos. A flamboyance. This is the greater flamingo, lightest pink in the flamingo family, also the tallest. It does take them a year to get up to that color. When they're babies, they're more of white or gray, so they have to eat a year. Now, on your left, you're going to see some white rhinos. This is very exciting. White rhinos, like the black rhino, are poached for their horns, but again, their horns are made of keratin. And where else can we find keratin?
Our fingernails and our hair.
and fingernails.
Olivia.
Exactly. So there's no reason to poach these beautiful creatures for something we literally have on our own bodies.
Smile, Olivia.
A lot of people wonder why the white rhino is not white. That is because it does not come from its name. Or you're going to see some cheetahs. Hopefully. They are so hard to spot, no pun intended. But they have those spots on them that blend in with the leaves in the shadows. I'm going to inch forward because they're really, really difficult to see. There's one all the way back there by the wall. And one's tail you can kind of see flickering.
Do you see him?
They're just laying down there.
Oh.
Now, cheetahs are the fastest land animals, running at 60 miles an hour. They're more of sprinters than long-distance runners, though, so they can only do that for a few moments before they really just have to stop and rest.
And there's another one.
Sorry if you guys didn't see them. They're really, really well camouflaged, which is good for them.
I like the rocks.
This to our left is a kopie. Kopies are a great place for big predators to hang out, so they can keep an eye on the rest of the savannah. Kopie means little head in Afrikaans. Apparently those little tiny rocks on top are supposed to look like little heads. I don't really see it, but you know what, that's fine. Well, there are some zebras and bontabuck and some more white rhinos to our right. We're actually going to get a better look at them as we come around this next bend. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. I promise. We'll see them again. There it is. You just see the mane. Now, lions are inactive 18 to 20 hours a day. That doesn't mean they're sleeping, just they're resting and taking a bit of a break. Because in the evening, the females are going to go and do all of the hunting, while the male stays behind and protects the territory. War dogs are diggers and burrowers, usually staying pretty close to one another. That is because black and white stripes are really easy to see in Africa. But finding one zebra in a sea of zebras, so that is a completely different story. Predators are not even going to think of having the zebra for lunch if they can't single out just one of them. So zebras are going to stay pretty close together. Those patterns are going to get really confusing for the rest of the animals, and they're going to stay safe. If you don't believe me, that trick works. Go and buy a ton of zebra print stuff, throw it on a zebra print blanket, and try and find one specific item. Much more difficult than you might think. Alright, well, there's quite a few animals up ahead. On your right and to your left, you're going to see some addax. The addax are entire lives. They actually get all of the moisture they need from the plants that they eat. These spooky looking birds to our right, those are yellow-billed storks. They are carnivorous birds. They eat snakes, frogs, bugs, and sometimes even there for you, and they can answer all of your animal-related questions. They have the affection section there where little ones can get up close and personal with some of their favorite animals. They also have a veterinary clinic through the window. Trust me, getting your dog checked up at the vet is a very different experience than seeing a crocodile being checked up at this vet here. So just go ahead and take a look at that. You might see something really cool. That's a train ride away, and the trains have kind of an earlier closing than the rest of the park, so just be aware of that when you're making it with us. Check around your feet, make sure that you haven't dropped anything. This was kind of a bumpy ride, and I would hate for anyone to leave anything behind. Now folks, here in Harambe, we don't like to say goodbye. It is too final and just too sad. So instead we say Kwaherini, which means to go well. So Kwaherini, everyone.